What's up, Flomies? Welcome back to my channel. Now today, viewer discretion is advised. I'm gonna show you some things that are unpleasant and not so amazing, but very, very heartwarming. You guys, in a couple of vlogs ago, said that you wanted to see a rescue transformation, and we were able to work with KH Rescue to get a couple of racehorses in the barn. I think the timing is beautiful right after the Kentucky Derby to grab a off-the-track thoroughbred and a racehorse quarter horse so that we can start looking through how we could transform a horse. Maybe you can find one that you will save, but I'm gonna tell you something. This is gonna be a really amazing transformation. I have something amazing planned for you as a subscriber. You're gonna wanna make sure you're subscribed because something very huge at the end of this series is gonna be happening, and it's gonna come from one person that comments, is subscribed, and I will fill you in on that weeks from now. So make sure you're already on the hunt, in the mix, because some really cool things are gonna be happening.
Fallon Taylor,
little lady with a great challenge in front of her. This is Flow, and it's time to go.
Super honored to collab with 100X Equine with their supplements for this transformation. So these horses, before I show them to you, are going to be on these supplements plus all of the hay that they can get their hands on. I mix this with alfalfa pellets, but the most important thing that we're going to do is provide a clean, dry home, all of the needs, the basic healthcare that a horse needs, and show you the transformation that these products can make in a really dire situation. All right, you've been warned that this isn't pretty. There is nothing I can say to really warn you on a couple of these horses as to what you're about to see. You've been warned. If you can't handle seeing really malnourished animals, this is your time to log off. If you're ready to see the beginning of this transformation, let's go meet our new horses. Rescue number one is The Lord Is My Victory. We do not have barn names yet. We wanted you guys to meet these guys and then help us with the barn names. He is a stallion. Now, I was probably told this before I rescued, but forgot about it. So when he got here, we noticed that he had cojones. So we are gonna do a lot of things for these horses, including regular farrier work, dental, worming, all of those things are going to be a part of this transformation, and we're going to take you through piece by piece. They've only been here for 4 or 5 days while we were waiting to get off the road. So the only thing that has been done so far is to give them access to feed and water. Now, they did come off a rescue, so they've already been at a rescue for several weeks before I got them, which makes this even more sad because they were in worse shape than when I got them. But we are going to be starting with farrier care, castration, dental, all of the things that a horse would need. Now, we can't do this all at once. So we're gonna have to go piece by piece. And the first week has been just getting them access to really good hay and water and making sure that it wasn't too rich to offset their diet and being malnourished before we start doing all these things. So transitioning them into a home, making sure they didn't colic, making sure our poop is still solid and firm. But this horse is really, really nice. Now, I don't believe that he had any starts on the racetrack, but he went through race training. Let's take a look around at this horse and just show you what his current condition is. Again, I tried to warn you, but the next one's even worse. All right, so you'll notice that he is really, really long. He still even has nails down here where he had shoes on. Oh my God, he's got shoes on. Hang on. So he has shoes on. When I went to pick up his foot, we just got home. So when I went to pick up his foot, he got really uncomfortable. I'm gonna leave him alone, but his shoes are literally overgrown to his feet. That's where we're gonna start before I start doing dental and everything else. But let's take a look at his coat. You can see like my hand is in here. Sorry about my nails. You can see my hand is literally divoted into where his withers are. You can see his top line is sticking up over the hip, and then just his hair coat where he's obviously been in a herd that's beat up on him pretty good. We have swelling down here, all stocked up on the back legs. This is pretty normal, I will tell you, because we have rescued horses in the past. This stocking up does happen when the protein starts to hit from better feed. I want you guys to see this horse all the way around. So take a look at what he looks like up over his tail and how that looks. between his legs, no muscle. This guy, he's in rough shape, but he is steady eating. He looks really happy here. Ironically,
We'll get a fly sheet on him soon, but there's no flies,
yeah,
surprisingly, right now.
We just don't want to cover him up just yet because, you know, he's just not used to all of this right away. Obviously, he loves being loved on, and he is such a pretty guy. Like, his eye is so gorgeous. I'm excited to give this guy love. Look at how stunning. You can tell how beautiful he's going to be. Look at how pretty this horse is. You can just tell he's going to be absolutely beautiful. I'm really, really excited to do the transformation. You landed at a soft spot, buddy. And again, you guys really want to be subscribed and you really want to comment because we're going to do something special later on, and it's going to all start from this video of meeting these guys. But the real heartbreaker is next. So again, you've been warned. Let's walk over and meet the mare. This one's really bad. She's a quarter horse. Based on her record, she's won over $10,000 on the racetrack. This is not a dig at the racing industry either. This happens in every single discipline. I would love to take a stab while it is more prevalent in the racing industry. This happens there's humane shelters, SPCAs full of dogs and cats. So this is just worldwide. There's children up for adoption every day. Like, neglect is something that happens when humans aren't great. And that's just across the board. And it's a real bummer. And this is gonna bring tears to your eyes. But please meet Cold Bet. She is a 7-year-old quarter horse gray mare from our research. Again, she came from another equine rescue, Cage Rescue. Huge shout out, thank you to them for allowing us to take over their horses. And in this occasion, when I was like, hey, I want to rescue something, but I don't know where to look. And then she was like, you know what, if you're going to do something really special, I will let you grab these guys. So her name is Cold Bet. Ironically, you guys, because we didn't know, I forgot that this was a stallion. I have the stud and the mare directly next to each other. And I know in other instances that would be absolutely crazy.
He has zero interest.
He has zero stallion in him right now because he's so malnourished. And I didn't want to separate them to cause colic because the situation is so dire. So take a look at Cold Bet. She is a really sweet lady. Again, she's got a little bit of stuff from being beat up in a herd. But this is about worst case scenario. Again, got that huge divot here. You can count every rib. But where hers is really bad is you can see the muscle behind. You can see like her tailbone and the hip and between her legs, how much muscle has been lost. Here, let's see if we get. Like the back legs not even touching is always so wild to me on these rescues. We've done several rescues. It's just always not fun to see them hurting. So she is really cute. Look at her big blaze she's got. You're cute, lady. You're really cute. So I wanted to introduce you guys. You guys are the reason that we're doing this. We feel honored that that is sweet, girl. We feel honored that you guys wanted to follow along with this journey. You commented, you said, let's see the supplements at work. Let's see you guys do some good. And we're doing it. So we are very, very proud to have them in the barn. Fine. So these stalls are cleaned multiple times a day. And it has been really wild to see what these horses do with it. One, because of their living conditions whenever this happened to them, and two, they're ingesting so much food as they go and water that they're kind of like, they're not gorging because they've done really well and we've been really gradual about presenting food. It's just really nasty at this point. So I want to show you guys, this is reality. These stalls were cleaned at 6 o'clock this morning, again at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's now 4 o'clock for reference. And it's just been staying like that. So that's just part of it. If you ever desire to do a rescue transformation in the future, this is kind of the not so nice part of it, is that we keep having to scrape the stalls, keep having to replace shavings because they're just peeing and pooping every 5 minutes, which is much better than the alternative of colicking. So here's what we need from you right now. We need names for these guys. And they came here named Betty and Victor. We thought about giving them new names. something that you guys would be really connected to. We want to cheer these guys on. Here is my P.O. box if you guys want to send any treats or anything to these guys. They're going to be our horses, so I want you guys to be really involved. Once we come up with a name, if you want to make them something or a stall sign or whatever you want, I would be honored. So let's comment below. Let's get the names figured out, and then Alex, I, and the entire staff are going to work on very, very light movement. We can't even call it exercise at this point. And then starting on some hoof care and dental is where we're going to start. It's a bummer that humans can be not so great and this can happen, but Alex and I wanted to show you that people do exist that really care and really want to help. So we are so grateful for you to be able to follow along with this transformation. This is going to be huge. Again, you do not want to miss being a subscriber or a commenter during this series. We have another really amazing series that's coming because of all the support from you guys. So I can't wait for you guys to follow along. As always, you guys, don't forget to count your blessings, stay consistent, and say thank you to Jesus. See you next time.